Peace. You tuned in to another live episode of the Blackballed Sports Podcast. We're in the building today, and we have our two Super Bowl participants.
Yeah, man.
I'll say, man, this shit gonna be whack, man. But anyway, let's recap these games yesterday, man. First game, it was kind of boring. I ain't gonna lie. That shit did not feel like an AFC championship game. Then when the weather started getting crazy, you know, it was just ugly. It was an ugly game. Nobody could move the football. And I already knew with Stidham, I knew that he will make a crucial mistake. This shit is like clockwork in the NFL. You bring a backup quarterback in, all he needs to do is not mess the game up.
Yep.
And then I think if it's not in the red zone, he turns the football over, trying to do some dumb shit. It happens like clockwork. If he did not turn the ball over, they probably could win the game. But I knew I was like, he's gonna give him one. And as much as it looked good early on, he got that pass down, straight down the middle on Gonzalez. That's a flash in the pan, baby. You got to keep on doing it, and he couldn't. And a lot of Sean Payton too. Sean Payton, I think. See, these guys that are so prolific with these play calling and all this shit, they can't manage the game. That's all they can do. It's very hard to be focused in on calling just plays, and you can't focus on nothing else. That's why these CEO head coaches a lot of times, I'm just keeping it real. Sometimes they have a little bit of an advantage because you got to constantly concentrate on the next play and what this person's doing. You can't worry about what's going on around you with the game and situational things. And I think a lot of people think Sean Payton may have cost them, the football game, but the Drake May thing. Look, he's in the Super Bowl, right? It's hard to get there. We'll talk about that too. I'm kind of teasing people saying he was carried to the Super Bowl, but we'll start with the first game. What's your thoughts, man, on that first game?
It reminded me of like old AFC battles back when the running game was prevalent in MO defenses from the Titans and the Baltimore Ravens days. It reminded me of like an old Titans-Ravens matchup, Eddie George versus Ray Lewis, even though you didn't have those type of star-studded names, across from each other. There wasn't those storylines involved. Defensively, it kind of gave you that vibe. And we talked about it earlier in the week with Jared Stidham. He was what he was, man. He was only going to get but what you were going to get out of him. You know what I mean? He went down the field on 2 drives, got you 2 important scoring opportunities. One opportunity you got cute on and decided to go for 2 or decided to go for it on 4th down when that game yesterday was a game of possessions, not sevens. You got certain games that, you got to score 7 in this shit because it may be a track meet. You got other games where it's like, no, I have to get possessions up. If I get a 2-possession lead, a 3-possession lead, we can go ahead and maybe win this game. And I would have loved to see because and I have no hate on Drake May. I've been on record as saying I liked him early in the draft process last year and wouldn't have minded if we drafted him. I'm cool where I'm at. I love my quarterback, but I'm not going to hate on the other ones that are doing a great job. And I thought he did a great job going into the playoffs and et cetera. But we can't sit back and act like if he were put in a situation where he had to come from behind against a good defense, how would he have responded? We never got to see that because his defense, again and again and again throughout the playoffs, got an opportunistic turnover, gave him a ball on the short field, and he did what he was supposed to do. And that's what you want. That's what good organizations do. They implement their young talent with exceptional talent around them, defensively, offensively, and that's what New England did. So salute to them. But that game, it's almost like, damn, if CJ Stroud doesn't throw up all over himself the week before and the Denver Broncos actually had a starting quarterback in, would we see New England Patriots representing the AFC in the Super Bowl? One could argue, but they're there now. You know what I mean? It is what it is. 10-7 defensive, boring game. That weather took that game to absolute shit. That's why Sean Payton should take a lot of the responsibility and a lot of the accountability today for that loss, because you got to take the points when the points are there, man. But yeah, that's what I think, man. Salute to the New England. You know what I mean? They have shown to be an organization that no matter who the coach is, who the quarterback is, they're going to take care of business and they're going to be in a position to win. And that's what they are right now.
Yeah, and it's funny how the media, the narrative they spin, like they got this guy in the king's chair. They got, they talk about how he got there playing the tough defenses, but you just outline, there's always 2 sides to every story. And it's like, you got a shitty Stroud, you got to back up the Broncos, and you got playoff Herbert with no offensive line.
Yep.
that was your path to the Super Bowl, right? So we could throw this thing any kind of way, but Eagles fan jumped all over it. We was going because everybody would trash us. Some of Jalen Hurts' games with low passing performances, whether it be 100 yards or less than 100. So that's something we was like, okay, let's just see the same narrative. Can we please see the same narrative across the board? That's all, right? He's carried, right? He's 65. He almost got more rushing yards than he did passing yards in that
I
game.
thought he might have. Shit, that he didn't.
You know what I mean? And he's a turnover machine.
Yep.
So all we want to see is just equal criticism. But I agree with people when it's just about winning at the end of the day. F the stats, for real, for real.
Yeah.
It's just about winning at the end of the day. If you can get your team there to win, I think that's a great, accomplishment. And sometimes the road for you might catch a break. We caught a couple breaks last year. I would say. Yeah, we in the playoffs. It's I wouldn't say the weather because Stafford was still dicing it up last year when the weather went bad.
Yeah.
They threw for like 400 something yards that game, or almost 300 something yards. But it is what it is. They're in the playoffs, and they're real cocky a little bit. The Patriots, they act like they won it already. I'm seeing Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're gonna carry that into that next game. I don't know, but I don't know. I just don't remember Eagles or the Chiefs really being like that last year. It was kind of like we knew we had another game. I mean, of course, we were happy in the moment, but nobody's really talking shit like, oh, they doubted us and talk that shit now. That's some shit you say after you win a Super Bowl,
right?
Not when you get to the Super Bowl. But hey, look, it's their time, man. We're not trying to rain on their parade. It's their time. They have an opportunity to beat Seattle, bro. I don't care what nobody say. Like, that's a game where it's going to be up for grabs. Anything could happen because you got a lot of time to scheme up some things. Ultimately, I think Seattle's going to win, but we shall, see. The next game, man, Seattle Rams, hell of a game. Another game. Yeah, as advertised. Rams had every opportunity to win the game. But a couple little things here or there, they couldn't get it done. Play calling right down there in the red zone. Stafford's inability to run because he had a lane, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That'd have been Jalen Hurts or Stroud or Jaden or Lamar running that shit in.
Yeah. Oh yeah. With that lane,
running that shit in. Like, but he, you got to put that on McVay too. While and the quarterback. How's the ball not going to Puka in that situation? You going to this tight end guy, But what's your thoughts on the Rams Seahawks game?
As advertised, like I said, man, and I also I expected the Seahawks to go out there and win just because I think they were playing better ball at the time. When you look at the Rams and their playoff run, they kind of let teams hang around. But you always knew that they were the better team, that they would have enough to pull it out at the end. And even yesterday when we were talking, it seemed like the Rams, even though they were down by 11, that they were going to have enough to pull it out at the end. But Seattle is also a good team and closer on the level of a Rams, maybe even a little better than the teams that they played prior to getting to the NFC Championship game. So they weren't going to be able to do that shit that they were doing them last couple of games in this game against Seattle. And they did, and it bit them. And again, play calling and getting too cute may have cost the Rams a trip to the Super Bowl. But at the end of the day, I personally think the better team going into that game won the game. I don't think anybody expected Sam Darnold to play the game of his life. You know what I mean? He played the game of his life yesterday. Salute to him. He didn't make any mistakes. He didn't try to force the ball in there. Didn't play hero ball. Took what the defense gave him. Made the throws when they needed to be made, man. And he played a hell of a game. And that's one of the main reasons why they went on and won the NFC Championship. Because you look at Minnesota last year, this team that looked too far away from that Minnesota team of last year. The difference is Sam Darnold threw up all over himself and cost that team a victory, not only for the 1 seed, but for that first playoff game and a wild card game. So Sam Darnold was a huge reason why that team won. And I think that he is going to have to put on a similar performance if they're going to beat the Patriots, even though I don't think the Patriots are as prolific offensively as the Rams are. That defense is going to fly around and cause mistakes and be opportunistic and be waiting for one. So we'll see what he can do. But yeah, man, they looked way more impressive yesterday than obviously the Patriots did. That was a way more entertaining game. And yeah, salute to him. I hope Carl Scott is a commander soon. I love what he's doing. You know what I mean? I was gonna text you that I wanted Reek Willen before he started doing all that wild shit. I was texting it, and then he had the personal foul,
Yeah.
the interference, or whatever he did, and did cost a touchdown. I went and deleted all that shit. Like, dang, I still want him. But yeah, he almost cost his team a victory yesterday too, man. But salute to him.
Yeah. He almost boneheaded play.
Yeah, man.
It almost definitely cost them. But the Rams, that might be that dynasty may be over with. Stafford year 17. This is 2 years in a row where they had an opportunity with the ball, to beat us, and I think they would have tied the game up, or they would have took the lead, right?
Yeah,
They would have took the lead, they would have scored.
Yeah.
With not a lot of time left, they couldn't get it done, man. So this is why you always talk about the most talented team don't always win, and a team with the better prolific passing offense don't always win. Probably the better quarterback. Nobody's going to argue that Sam Darnold's better than Stafford, but on that day, Stafford, outplayed him. He didn't make those mistakes. He has a great supporting cast. We'll talk about that again too. Loaded. Seattle was loaded on both sides of the ball. New England's loaded on both sides of the ball. Great players, so it's not the most exciting Super Bowl. Of course, I'm going to watch. It's some bland ass really teams. Like, you couldn't have told me, especially New England. Wasn't like they was like 4-13 last year.
Yeah, last 2 years.
The last two, wow, and they made it to the playoffs. I don't think that it's going to be a dynasty. I think somebody was saying it's going to be a dynasty with the Patriots. I kind of almost think this is kind of like if Washington would have went to Super Bowl last year, honestly. No diss or nothing like that. It was just like a team that's overachieving. They had a pretty simple schedule this year, a very easy schedule. And when they had a chance to beat some teams in the clutch, they did it. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Probably not going to talk about it too much. I really don't, I don't know. It's just a weird Super Bowl this year. Like, we want to see like the Ravens or something like that, or the Packers or the Niners. You know what I mean? The
quarterbacks really don't do it for you either. And I think that's the thing. Drake May's a young. If he would have went out there and was balling, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not mad at him. I wish that we had a defense to carry or be a foundation for our quarterback too, so he didn't have to go out there and put a cape on every week. You know what I mean? Maybe we'd have won us some more games too. But when you look at the matchup, it's just like, like, I'm excited to watch Seattle's defense because I love them. I like Jackson Smith and Jigba. I love that Rashid Shaheed trade from the Saints to Seattle. That helped them. That put them over the edge. You know what I mean? That was a huge pickup. So they got players that I'm excited in. It's nothing about New England that I'm excited about. And I think that when you look at Mahomes not being, if they would have went through Mahomes, if they'd have went through Lamar, if they'd have went through the gauntlet healthy, and I'm not trying to put an asterisk toward their victory, but I think the way that they went about it kind of puts a little bit of a bland taste in your mouth. Like, this wasn't as real as one may think. You know what I mean? But hey, they there, and don't apologize for it.
Where the hell did Rashid Shaheed play at last year? Why did they let them? Who was that?
The Saints.
Oh my God.
And he was doing it there too.
That's a pick up, man.
Pick up, bro.
Damn, like my man said, they got everything to see. A special team is dynamic. He can take it to the house from anywhere. And look, Sam Darnold's there before Lamar. Allen. Who else could we throw in there? A lot of other people.
Herbert.
We could throw in that mix. Herbert.
Yep.
He made it there.
Yep.
Dak, right. And yes, it's the team around you. It absolutely is. But all those people had great teams around them at some point. Close to what the Seahawks had. Look at some of the teams that Dak had. Lamar, Allen, top 10, 5 defenses, top offensive lines. So it just goes to show that you got to make those plays in the clutch. And your team has to make those plays in the clutch in order to advance. You get to see it, man, with these teams that are good. They come out and they jump on top of you, yo.
Yeah, they playing at a different gear, man. They playing at a different gear. You can see it. You can see it quick.
Yeah, it's like, and that crowd, God. Yeah. But the Rams, they took the blow.
Yeah.
They took it and it was right there. But they couldn't, when they needed it most, they couldn't get it done, man. Mobile quarterback, they probably win that game. If he don't get the touchdown, he gets to maybe the 2 1 yard line, if not a touchdown.
Yeah, oh yeah, without question. He gets the first. I say that.
You got to run the football.
Now, let me ask you
Ah,
this: is this it for Matt? I mean, he's definitely he's one of the toughest motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life. Like the dude don't he gets injured a lot. You don't really hear about it. You know what I mean? But he's been doing this and dealing with these car accidents for 17 years now. He walked into the season with a terrible back injury. One didn't even think he'd play this year. I said he'd probably retire this year, right? Got to the pinnacle, damn near to the height of some of the Everest, but one step short once again. He got a ring already. Do you see this being the end for Stafford? Do you see him being able to go ahead and puts together another 20 game grueling season to try to go ahead and get to the mountaintop?
maybe. Maybe. I haven't heard no inclination of him retiring. Maybe he'll feel at the end of the season like this is maybe you feel like, all right, mate, we made a division, made it to the championship game. Now next year, let's go to the Super Bowl. Let's go out on top. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I mean, I think they'll still be good if they bring everybody back. Puka, them guys are still playing. And what happened to my man Verse and them boys? What was y'all at yesterday?
They let their team down a little bit yesterday.
He was so hyped to play in Philly last year. That was, you know what I mean? He was doing all this shit. This is the bigger game, bro. What happened?
Yeah, I tell you, that D line let their team down yesterday. They didn't get as much pressure on Sam Darnold as one would thought they would have. You know what I mean?
Right.
They were a little absent yesterday. Where were they at?
And they was, and the Rams. Another thing is that coach corners is trash, bro.
Yeah, they're not good. They're not
good. They should have invested in some corners.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they will this offseason. Yeah, but any team could have is going to be able to go, and that's how we came back against them, ripping those corners, ripping up Forbes and them boys.
Yep.
So my man put only folk having Super Bowl parties are Pats and Seahawks fan. That's a fact.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. I mean, I may know one or two Pats fans. I know one Seahawks fan, and it happened to be my son's driver's ed teacher. I met her last year. I'm like, damn, I never met Seahawks fans before, but
me neither.
I mean,
and I'm kind of happy, man. Fuck them Broncos. I don't know. I was getting tired of seeing when Broncos fans come out.
Oh, they be around though. At least one. I know a couple Broncos fans. They be around. There was no way. I'd rather see Drake Maye versus Sam Darnold than Jarrett Stidham versus.
Oh
Sam
yeah,
I'd have threw up. Listen, think about that. Like Stidham, hell no. I thought the Broncos a little bit of fool's gold too. AFC was kind of fool's gold to me this year, man. If the New England on a number one schedule with all the attention back on, if they go back out there and repeat what they did, man, I ain't got nothing to say. Salute to them. But I doubt it. I doubt it.
Yeah.
And they got a good defense, but their defense reminds me of like a Bears defense where it's bend no break. They're gonna get a turnover where it's needed. They're gonna put their offense in good position. Drake May can lean on a great run game, has a decent offensive line, but when he has to go back there, sit back there and survey the offense, if somebody's not wide open, he's going to hold the ball too long. He's going to cause a turnover. You know what I mean? So the blueprint is out. I would like to see them against some stiffer competition within bright lights to see what they do, but they better go get it this year. If you're going to get it now.
Yeah, nah, for real. Yeah, you better get it. But honestly, I don't think that game's going to be close, bro.
Neither do I, man.
I think it might be like last year, like a type of crazy blowout.
Yeah. First half of the first quarter may be looking like something. Then after that, it's going to be track meet. Gone.
Yeah, even that running back, Seattle, man, that dude is underrated, bro.
He a free agent too.
Yeah.
K9.
He running that fucking rock, baby.
He's running that rock, man. He is running that rock. That boy potent that pill, boy. They got some talent over there.
But like any good Super Bowl team, people probably waiting to get players and coaching staff. Both of them teams.
Oh, nigga, I'm sitting there looking like this with the Seahawks. They got some free agents. They got some coaches. I'm like, I'm going to pick all on that team. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So definitely. My man Aiden, let me put this one up here. Rams used to playing the Seahawks. Not surprised they had success in there. If Philly Eagles had to play and Seahawks would feel different with Kevin Patula calling plays. Yeah, this year, man, with Kevin Patula, we'd have been fooled, man.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we'd even beat the Bears the way they was playing, the way our offense was going. I'm not even. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure we probably would have lost anyway, to the Bears because we couldn't get nothing going on offense, and it really makes me pissed off to see how some of these other coordinators scheme things up, the type of plays they call.
Oh my God damn, boy!
it's just like, come on, man. Like, we got to get somebody that knows what the hell he's doing, man. And let's air this shit out. Let's open this shit up again. Because there's no reason why we couldn't have been in this game this year with the
Talent-wise, yeah.
talent we got.
Yeah, talent-wise.
Defense was ready. Other than that, shit. But hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Yeah, salute to 2 corny-ass Super Bowl teams that ended this year.
Right.
And,
8 inputs. Patriots got a defense is legit hard to score on. Yeah, but see, Sean Payton, he messed the game up because you already know you got a limited quarterback. Run the pound of rock, dog. Keep running the rock. Keep running, and he did a good job earlier giving him passes that were high percentage, comfortable passes, right? But you can't account for a quarterback making a stupid decision though. Sometimes thinking he's Superman and shit either.
yeah, that shit was wild. That shit was wild.
Yeah,
He did that a
right,
few times. Dude, he was just drifting and drifting. It's like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Throw the ball
right,
away. What are you
right,
doing?
right.
Stupid.
So I mean, everybody knew that. Like, ain't Nick Foles ain't happening all the time, man. That's just probably once ever happened.
Yeah.
Like you about to take a team to, you know what I mean? Rip this shit, take a team and went. No. That's
Hey
not
man,
happening.
look, Vrabel got them boys playing, man. Salute to Vrabel. He got them. And then Milton Williams came in there. He got a big contract. A lot of people were wondering, did he repeat the same successes he did in Philadelphia? Coming off a Super Bowl, you get a big payday. Them type of players, especially on the D line, typically don't go back and show the same,
Yeah,
type of success that they do the year after. So salute to him and salute for Vrabel for getting them boys ready to play. They are definitely an opportunistic defense, but I think that they're a defense that can be had. You know what I mean? And if Sam Darnold plays the game that he played against the Rams and they get that run game going, I don't see any way. Because if they get up 14 to 3 on the Patriots, if they get up 10-0 on the Patriots, and now we have to see Drake May against that defense, they food, bro. That ain't the Rams. They're food.
And they had a pretty kind of a bad game defense for real. So
that Rams team knows them.
Yeah.
Rams team knows them.
Yeah.
That shit ain't gonna be the shit. He gonna be having fucking Drake May seeing ghosts.
Yeah. They got a lot of time to prepare. They're gonna play way better.
Yeah.
And it's the Super Bowl. Is the AFC wide open next year? I mean, yeah. So is the NFC for real.
Yeah, I think the league is open next year. Real talk.
Yeah, I mean, who's gonna really, until the teams touch grass? Anybody? We seen this year. Nobody predicted the Patriots,
right?
To go anywhere. Even the Seahawks, like, but they was thinking, people were saying they switched quarterback. That was a bad mistake, and they should have kept this and that, and But again, years and years of building rosters. You get the right coach, quarterback, and you just. I want that year is just like, let's go. And we've seen it with teams like you just on another level that year. You don't get no injuries.
Yeah,
and you do your thing, man. So Jalen Hurts, could you imagine him on the Seahawks? Sam Darnold, nowhere near talent as Hurts. Imagine if Jalen Hurts will be the second-time champion. Yeah, I mean, look, they kind of are like the Eagles last year, the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
A very great defense. Special teams was pretty good last year. They hit the stride at the right time.
It's a certain energy that goes with these teams. Y'all had that. It's an energy that's like, I don't know if you fucking with these boys this week, man. I don't know. They just got that energy. Y'all had it last year, and it's only like certain teams, that could have really messed with you, but nobody really could mess with you. And I feel like that's the same with the Seahawks. Like the only team that could really mess with them was the Rams in that situation. The team that knew them, that wasn't afraid to go up into Seattle and take that food, and they couldn't get the job done. I just think that it's just their year, man. The Patriots don't give me that same type of energy. That defense does from time to time, but that team, it's like, nah, y'all could be had still.
Right. He said the Seahawks 12 man. That stadium is hard to play, even when the team is good. Yeah. That's the energy.
Yep.
It's like, whew, god damn. Like if you get behind or if it's like a third down, that's why that home field advantage is everything.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you get it's cold. You know what I mean? It's everything for us or anybody not to be playing for that.
Right.
It's silly to me.
Yeah.
That's get that number 1 seed, man, or number 2 seed.
It matters.
Yeah, because if you got the 1 or 2, you got a very good chance of going to the Super Bowl, 1 or 2. Very good chance of going to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It can go either way. Because sometimes, like with us last year, y'all knocked off the 1 seed.
Right.
So we didn't have to even deal with them. So that put us in as the number 1 seed. So you get that 1 or 2, man, anything can happen, man. So that's what you got to be striving for. And it's a long ass season. They're about to make it longer, 18 games. But I heard they're going to be adding another bye week,
which is good. Yeah.
And I think they should expand the rosters too.
Oh yeah,
bigger rosters.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, and then look at this year with all these injuries. That would definitely, and I don't know if that's in play for them to have a conversation for that this year. But when you look at all the injuries that have happened the last few years, I mean, a bigger roster. And I'm not talking about these practice squad dummies. I'm talking about some actual talent that you can accumulate on your roster to be able to sustain an 18-game season, man. It's important.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to read this one real quick. It's rare nowadays to have teams with a superstar QB, elite weapons, and elite defense all at the same time. That's very hard to build within a time frame of contract. It is. It is. You got to really be You got to really be great on your draft picks.
Yeah. And you also got to be, I don't want to say lucky, but opportunistic when monopoly pieces come your way. And if you remember, the Seattle Seahawks got a haul for Russell Wilson back in the day. You know what I mean? That wasn't too long ago.
When
they were accumulating first-round picks, and then they were finagling. So they built a nice team from the draft. When you look at Houston and what they did with the defense, same thing. When you look at some of the success you guys have, y'all flipped Carson Wentz and it gets going. You know what I'm saying? You got to will and deal in that draft too to accumulate picks, and Seattle was able to do that the last couple of years, and it shows, man. That's a lot of young talent on that team.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, definitely. I had another one. Damn, I forgot I was going to ask, man. Another question I wanted to ask about this whole, the Seahawks and it's going to be a long week though. Nothing out of the Pro Bowl. Nobody watches that shit.
It's just a joke, man.
But we come from the day where it used to be. Remember, we used to watch. It used to be serious. The game.
Hell yeah. These should be full pads in Hawaii, and the actual players would go and.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we were able to watch our talent go out there and play, and then it was something to play for in the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? It wasn't obviously it was a real competitive preseason game, but it was something. I guess a joke now.
You think what do you think could change that? Maybe guarantee contracts? Like as far as them wanting to play hard on that, you know what I mean? What could change that?
Yeah, the risk of injury is always going to make it hard because players aren't going to go out there and risk it all. You know what I mean? Risk injury and risk that bag for a meaningless game. So you would have to throw a bag to the winner, like $1 million per player for the winner or something crazy like that, for them to go out there and really get it. Other than that, I don't ever really think it'll be serious anymore because these players are playing for money. Their agents are in their ear. They ain't about to go out there and risk injury, man. They ain't doing it in the NBA. They damn sure ain't about to do it in the NFL. Unfortunately, that's my thought.
So you mean the NBA All-Star game, they don't go hard no more like that?
Hell no, bro.
Really?
You got these high flyers that don't want to dunk in the dunk contest no more. The games, you remember when the games used to be competitive as hell, you know what I mean? And then in the fourth quarter, they was really getting busy. They don't do that shit no more. That is, the game has changed, man. All these All-Star games are garbage. And it sucks because that's also how you really got to learn the stars and got to see them amongst each other. You know what I'm saying? And I was listening to a story of Kevin Garnett, not to go off of the rant real quick, but Kevin Garnett was talking about in the All-Star game how Kobe Bryant slapped the fucking bricks at LeBron. And when he did that, it was time to go one-on-one. And LeBron passed that shit. And they got on LeBron's ass like, you ain't with this smoke. You ain't one of them ones that they talk about. You passed the ball when Kobe wanted you one-on-one. And I was like, damn, I missed this type of shit. We don't get that shit no more, man. And these kids don't want that smoke like that no more. They just don't.
You know, they could. They really could, like, maybe have some, like, better one-on-ones, like NFC versus AFC quarterbacks. Like, you put, like, the receivers go against the cornerbacks or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like, let's take Jay Jettas versus anybody, Quinyon Mitchell or something like that. I don't know. And have, like, Jalen Hurts be the quarterback for one, or, you know what I mean? Or that'd be something like that'd be dope. Yeah. And just, I see a couple reps or whatever the case may be. But they probably still scared of getting hurt doing that shit. Pull a hamstring.
Would you rather see that throughout like a week of almost like NBA All-Star weekend, where you had the skills competition, this and that, as opposed to the game? Or would you rather see that implemented within the game?
I would rather see the game at full speed.
Yeah.
But if they could put some of those to supplement the game,
Right.
Some of those like cool, like the shit they got now is weak.
It's weak, bro.
Like, what the fuck is this bullshit? Let's do like a 40-yard dash, like the fastest man competition. The fastest guys who say they the fastest, they going, you know what I mean? We gonna do this shit.
Yeah.
You know, like it's certain shit that they could do that could really, you know, make it worthwhile that we want to tune into and watch during this week. You know what I'm saying? And they should be creative enough to do it, but the contracts, man. You know what do you think about this? In regard to Cameron, was kind of saying this about the NBA, but the NFL too, as far as like all these different apps they want you to watch the games on. You think that's getting ridiculous? You got to have Prime now. Sometimes you got to have this, you got to have that.
Yeah.
Do you think that's taken away from the game a little bit sometimes?
It's ass. You know what I mean? And this is why people
Right.
do what they do to try to watch these games, because I mean, at least when we had cable, yeah, it was a one-stop shop. But if you was in your local area, you got to watch your games, you got to see your games. It wasn't a bunch of hopping around. And if you had DirecTV and had the ticket or whatever type of game pass you had, you can just sit back and enjoy your games from one spot. Now you got to go to 17 different places. And on top of the fact that it's a bunch of hidden fees, if you got Amazon Prime and then you grab one thing, then they subscribe you to another thing, you fuck around and got $175 taken out your Amazon account. And you look and you got BET Plus, HBO Plus, Cinemax Plus, Stream, Box, all these other shits. You like, hold on. So it's like, it's scamish too, man. So yeah, man, I miss the days where you can just be at one spot and check the games out from one direct place for sure.
Yeah, definitely. 7-on-7. I don't like that 7-on-7 shit, bro. My man put that in the comment.
For the for All-Star, you wouldn't like that?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
That NFL Street game was fucking dope, though. I remember that. You remember that shit back in the day?
NFL
Street?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just come from the era where they used to play hard in them games. It used to be dope as hell to see these good players playing against each other. You know what I mean? Jay Jettis versus this person. You know, this person's the quarterback. You know, Jaden Daniels the quarterback of the NFC team, and then he comes in, and then Russell Will, whoever's the quarterback, comes in and does the second half and shit like that. Right. And sometimes like people will kind of like that might turn into something. He might want to go play with him next time or something. Jettis might want to go play with this guy or something. So I don't know, man. But look, it is what it is when it comes to that, man. But it's gonna be the off season coming up real soon. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the draft. Now I'm kind of getting to the spring. So we get to the spring workout because I'm on football back. I'm on football all year long. God damn it,
all year long. Yeah. That's why at least like soon as the year's out, at least they start getting people start getting fired and players start getting released. And March is free agency, so your mind will be right back into it. So they do a good job of that. I mean, and now that it's Super Bowl week, a lot of our players and a lot of our coaching staff will start kind of talking a little more. Maybe we hear from a GM or two because they're gonna get on that reporter's role, whatever that shit is. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so we'll check back in Friday. With you guys, maybe it'll be some new coordinators, and shit higher. Well, I know Philadelphia, we got two black coordinators now that came from Philadelphia, Denard Wilson and Parker Giants. Yeah. And I forgot about Denard. He's a good coach. And
I want him. I was looking at him on our shit. I was like, I wouldn't mind getting Denard out of it. He was in Tennessee a couple years ago, and they really didn't appreciate him. I wouldn't have minded him being the coordinator. I like him.
Right. So I'm happy about that. So we'll see how that go. Did y'all guy get hired yet, Anthony Lynn?
Nah, I want that nigga to get hired though, because that's two fucking compensatory thirds if he get the head coaching job. I hope the Browns get his ass or something.
Yeah.
He might be getting Rooney ruled right now, man, which I hope is not the case. I'm dead ass serious, man. Let's keep it real. He might be getting Rooney ruled right now.
Deuce Staley's still waiting. 6-7 years later, Deuce Staley.
Some of them niggas just Rooney rules, but I hope not, man. I know, but I think so, because Cleveland didn't fulfill their Rooney rule yet. So then they brought in Anthony Lynn, and then Buffalo brought him in real quick. So you know how that shit go, man.
It's sad because it's like they bring him in, like they might want to hire some guy, but it's let's get this Rooney rule shit out the way real quick. We got to bring this nigga in real quick.
Yeah, let's get him in here. Go through the bullshit. Everybody know what it is, but you just do it and get out the way. It's sad, man.
Yeah, but yeah, stick around when you get done. I got something on the other side of the other joint, man. I'll send you the other link.
I got you.
All right, y'all. We'll catch y'all next time, man. Yeah, lock in with us, man. Yeah, have a good night. Peace. I'm sending it. Let me see.